A lot of things that could go wrong during our Slovenia trip did go wrong. Rain poured for most of our stay, our flight out of the country was cancelled the day before, ruining our itinerary. Yet, when we look back and think about our time in Slovenia, we can't help but smile. Of all the countries we visited on our most recent Euro trip, we could say definitively that Slovenia surprised us the most. There were things that didn't go as planned, but none of them mattered. None of them overpowered Slovenia's sheer beauty. Hey there, poor traveler! We are Vince and Josh. Is Slovenia on your bucket list too? If so, stay tuned because in this video, we'll tell you how we were able to plan our trip to this vastly underrated European gem. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified when we upload new travel videos. Slovenia is probably not among the first countries to come to mind when we think about Europe. It is a mountainous and forested country where Slavic, Romance, and Germanic cultures meet, surrounded by Italy, Austria, Hungary, Croatia, and the Adriatic Sea. In the 1st century BC, the area where modern-day Slovenia lies was conquered by the Romans. At its heart was the city of Emona. It then became a territory of several empires, the Byzantine, Carolingian, and the Austro-Hungarian to name a few. In 1918, it became a part of Yugoslavia, which eventually collapsed. Slovenia was the first to break away in 1991. The city of Ljubljana, which stands at the site of ancient Emona, became the capital. Home to fewer than 300,000 residents, it is one of the smallest capitals on the continent. But that's what makes this picturesque city such a charming destination. It may not have a globally recognizable landmark like the Eiffel Tower or the Colosseum, but you'll hardly find massive crowds and tourist traps either. Ljubljana offers a more laid-back, easygoing experience. Here are more bits of info that you might want to know about Ljubljana. The official language is Slovene or Slovenian, but most can understand or speak English. The official currency is Euro, and many establishments accept credit cards, but most still prefer cash. Do I need a visa to visit Slovenia? Yes! Slovenia is a party to the Schengen Agreement. If you're a Philippine passport holder, you need a Schengen visa to visit Ljubljana or any part of Slovenia. If Slovenia is the only country you are going to visit or you're traveling to multiple countries but spending the most nights in Slovenia, you must apply for a Slovene Schengen visa. However, Slovenia doesn't have a consulate here in the Philippines. The nearest mission is in Beijing, but you can file your application at the Belgian Embassy. In our case, Slovenia is just one stop on our multi-country European tour. Because we would be staying the longest in Italy, we applied via the Italian Embassy. For more information, check out our video and article where we discussed Schengen visa. You'll find the links in the description. If it's your first time in Slovenia and you only have a few days, it's best to stay in Ljubljana, the capital. Slovenia is small, one of the smallest European states, so it's easy to get from one end to another in a day. Ljubljana is strategically and conveniently located at the center, so most travelers use it as their base. It's also where you'll find the most transportation and tour options to explore other parts of the country. But where in Ljubljana? Ljubljana is divided into 17 districts. For tourists, however, the most important is the Center District, where you'll find most of the key points of interest, including the main train and bus stations. The Ljubljanica River cuts across the Center District. If you look at the map, you'll find that the river makes a bend in the middle. This is the tourism and historical core of the city. As a tourist, you'll probably spend most of your time here. Many publications refer to the area surrounding the bend in general as the Old Town. But some sources further split this area into two, Old Town and City Center. The Old Town is the area south and east of the river, in the shadow of Ljubljana Castle, which stands proudly on a hill. The city center, on the other hand, is situated north and west of the river, where most hotels, hostels, restaurants, and bars are located. Although there are a lot of budget accommodations in other districts, these two areas, in my opinion, are the most ideal base when exploring Ljubljana. Which is better? Both the Old Town and the city center have plenty of dining and lodging options, and both are accessible from each other via the many bridges that straddle the river. To be honest, you wouldn't really feel the distinction between these two areas. But if I have to choose, I'd go for the city center. It has slightly more accommodations and tour companies usually pick up or meet up with guests on this side of the river. The Ljubljana Jože Pučnik Airport is the city's international airport. It's often referred to simply as Ljubljana Airport and sometimes Brnik Airport, which is its previous name. Even though it's Slovenia's largest airport, the flight options here are limited. It used to be the hub of Adria Airways, which was the country's flag carrier until 2019 when it filed for bankruptcy, which was why our flight was suddenly cancelled. However, according to some of the locals we met, when they need to fly to destinations not linked to Ljubljana Airport, they head for the Venice Marco Polo Airport in Italy, which is easily accessible from Ljubljana. So yes, you can fly to Venice Airport to reach Slovenia. Ljubljana Airport is located around 30 kilometers north of the city center, 30 minutes by car or 45 minutes by bus. The cheapest option is the public bus number 28, which will take you from the airport to Ljubljana's main bus station. If the bus isn't to your liking, two shuttle companies can also do the job, GoOpti and Nomago. The former gives you the option to book a shared vehicle or a private service. There are also taxis available for those in a hurry or have extra to spend. If you choose to fly via Venice Marco Polo Airport, which is 230 kilometers away, Flixbus has direct buses that can take you to Ljubljana bus station at the city center. Travel time is around 3.5 hours and fare is €13 to €36 depending on how early you book. Flixbus also connects Ljubljana to other European cities. Whether you're coming from Austria, Germany, Italy, Hungary, Switzerland, or Croatia, you can book a direct trip to Ljubljana. We have experience traveling to or from Ljubljana straight from Bologna in Italy and Split in Croatia, and we had a pleasant experience in both occasions. Here are the usual Flixbus fare and travel time estimates per route. Ljubljana is also linked to other cities in Slovenia and neighboring countries by railway. The main train station is located on the northern edge of the center district, just beside the bus station. Some of the major cities that are directly connected by train to Ljubljana are Zagreb in Croatia, Salzburg and Vienna in Austria, Munich and Frankfurt in Germany, Belgrade in Serbia, and Zurich in Switzerland. There are no direct connections from Italy. If you're coming from Italy, the most common way of reaching Slovenia is by taking the train to Venice or Trieste and then making a bus transfer to Ljubljana. I don't think I've ever been to any European capital that is more walkable than Ljubljana. Not only is the city generally small and safe, much of it is also a pedestrian-only zone, covering the old town and surrounding areas. This is in line with the local government's bid to become the greenest city in the world. It makes the city perfect for pleasant, relaxing strolls. If your itinerary focuses on the city center, it is definitely possible to cover everything on foot and not take any form of transportation at all. But here are some other options. Bikes are allowed within the pedestrian zone. You can rent one from the Slovenian Tourist Information Center or from one of the hostels or hotels offering a rental service. Rate is usually €5 per day. Within the pedestrian zone run electric-powered cars called Cavalier. This is a free service primarily for the elderly and those with reduced mobility regardless of whether they're locals or tourists. Each vehicle can accommodate up to 5 passengers. If you have health or mobility issues, you can hail one on the streets. It's available daily from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Aside from Cavalier, another electric-powered vehicle roaming the historical core is the Urban, a train that can take you to the key tourist spots in the city, from the City Hall and Ljubljana Castle to Krakowo and back to Old Town. A round trip takes 1 hour and 15 minutes, and day ticket costs €8 per adult. Ljubljana has 26 bus lines, most of which run between 5 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. But there are also a few night buses. To use the bus system, you need to purchase an Urbana card from key bus stops or newspaper agents. The card costs €2, but you should top up if you're gonna use it multiple times. Upon boarding, scan the card on the reader. Fare is 1.3 euro, valid for unlimited rides within 90 minutes from the first scan. If you have a jam-packed itinerary, you might want to consider getting a Ljubljana card, which will allow you unlimited access to the city buses, free airport bus transfer, and free admission to over 20 attractions in the city, including the following. The card comes in 3 variants. Here are the regular prices. You can get a slight discount if you purchase this card from Klook. Slovenia is one of the smallest countries in Europe, like I said earlier. In fact, you can actually explore it in a day, getting from one end to another. Located at the heart of the country, Ljubljana is also the choice jump-off point of travelers to other destinations in Slovenia. In the part 2 of this video, we'll show you the best things to do in Ljubljana and the most accessible day trip destinations outside the city. If you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified when it's up. If you need more information about traveling around Europe, you'll find comprehensive travel guides with sample itineraries on our website, www.theporttraveler.net, or check out the link in the description. You can also tune in to the Port Traveler podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just look for @ThePortTraveler, single L. That's all for now. Remember, plan smart, travel safe, and make every trip worth it!